So today we're going to discuss the beach communities of Panama, near Panama City specifically. So what we'll cover in this video is the distance from Panama City, that not all beaches are made equal, and individual communities. Panama City itself, Playa Bonita, Punachame, Nueva Gorgona, also Coronado, Punta Barco, Ensenada, Vista Mar, Bijao, Playa Blanca, also Farallon is nearby, and finally Buenaventura. So let's get it started. So distance from Panama City. Here's a little map with respective letters indicating each of the beach communities and the time that it takes to get from Panama City to the beach community. The closest one is Playa Bonita. It's just 15 minutes away from Panama City, and the rest of the beach communities are between an hour and a half and 2 hours away, Buenaventura. So, what I mean by not all beaches are made equal. So there are three types of beaches. The one that have broken shells, they're made of shells, not sand. There is the black volcanic sand that is actually magnetic. You can do a little trick on your guests and friends and family if you want. You can take a little magnet, stick it in the black sand, get it out, and you will see the black sand forming beautiful shapes of the sand, from the sand. And then there is the usual white sand that we're familiar with. Now, tide is another thing to consider. Tide makes great consideration in Panama because tides in Panama are big. There are 16 feet tides in Panama. They're not uncommon. High tide can completely swallow the beach, and the beach becomes unusable because of it. And the low tide as well can make the beach and swimming unusable because it can reveal mud, rotten smells from this mud, and rock formations. Okay, let's talk Panama City. So, Panama City, yes, it is on the Pacific Ocean, but it has no beach whatsoever. Why? Because it has a very shallow shore, and the low tides, the huge tides, reveal the mud and rock formations that prohibit people from swimming or boating. And the closest usable beach is 15 minutes away. Playa Bonita, which we're going to talk about in an hour, but the majority of the good beaches are an hour and a half and 2 hours away. Now, Playa Bonita, 15 minutes away, it's the closest beach from the city and home of all-inclusive hotels like Westin, Dreams, and they have a one-apartment complex, Casa Bonita. It is located in the town of Veracruz, but proximity to the city is its only benefit. Beach is made of crushed shells, which are very hard on bare feet and can cut through skin, child skin in particular, for the feet that are not rough and made for it. During low tide, dirt and rock formations are exposed and the ocean becomes inaccessible, like you see in these pictures. In the top picture, these are the kind of rocks that are revealed during the low tide. And water pressure plagues all the buildings. For some reason, they don't have enough groundwater to pump, especially during the dry months, to pump in the buildings. Next community is Punta Chame. Punta Chame is on the tip. That's why it's called Punta, like a point. It's about an hour and a half away. Has a kilometer of good white sand beach. New developments are under construction there. It has provides you good views with the mountains. It's a favorite spot for kite and windsurfers. But the downside, and probably its plus as well for those sportsmen who use kite and wind to surf, it's constantly windy there. Because it is on the point, it is open to the four cardinal winds, so it is very windy there. Also, it is home of dangerous stingrays in shallow waters. If you want to swim, be careful what you're stepping on. It's also far away from amenities, stores and restaurants. The nearest one you need to drive to Coronado and Gorgona, areas for the supermarkets and restaurants and such. So it is far away. It's distant. It's out of its way, let's put it this way. The next is Gorgona and Coronado. It's also about an hour and a half away. It's the most popular expat magnet. Nueva Gorgona, also known as Gorgona, they're used interchangeably, is a local town that includes within its borders a gated community of Coronado. So you see this road going around Coronado, that is the gated community, and Nueva Gorgona is Coronado is part of the municipality of Gorgona. Amenities are very good. There are clinics, there are vets, there are restaurants, there are bars and supermarkets in the vicinity. Now, Gorgona and Coronado share the endless kilometers of salt and pepper, meaning black and white volcanic sand beaches. Beaches are walkable, lower high tide, and you can literally walk for kilometers. And notice the diamond lake sparkling of black volcanic sand in the sun, but especially during the full moon. It is gorgeous there. Next to it is Punta Barco, also an hour and a half from Panama. Punta Barco is on the other side of Coronado. It's well maintained gated community known for having residences of few former presidents of Panama. It is full of blossom year round. It's a beautiful place. The beach, though, is non-existent. Low tide reveals the rocks, and high tide swallows the beach whole. Ensenada is next up. It's very peaceful, very quiet, family-oriented gated community, hidden down a long fairy tale-like path with arching trees. It's very secluded. Highly recommend to try the on-site Asian fusion restaurant. It's delish. Very small and private beach marked by wave breakers. Formerly it was a rocky beach, and now they dump the white sand on the rocks, the developers. Low tide, though, reveals the ugly rocky underbelly of the ocean, so during low tide it's not as pretty, but other than that, it is very family friendly and quiet and peaceful. Small gated community. Vista Mar is next to it. Vista Mar is known for its superb golf marina and conveniently located helipad for those who value their time. So they have huge territory, as you see on the map. It's good. They have a good bar and marina, a patch of beach that is accessible. Is very small though. Larger beach lies just beyond the river that borders the property, and those brave enough to get their feet wet will access it, and the fishermen's boats parked right there. Vista Mar is more about golf and marina than the beach. The river that splits the beach into the small portion that belongs to Vista Mar and the larger beach that fishermen use. The river is not too deep, so it is crossable on foot, especially during low tide, but it takes practice still. There are a few photos of Vista Mar. As you see, there's big gulf there, and the pool in front of the beach, and the small beach area that they have, and the road to the marina. Bihao. Bihao is next, almost 2 hours away from Panama, but it is a resort-like gated community. So it has a golf course, it has a fabulous beach club, it has plenty of restaurants, a few restaurants inside of the gated community, convenience store, and numerous sporting venues, squash, tennis, football, basketball. So it has good grounds similar to Vista Mar, but with plenty of pools. Each apartment complex or a house has a pool there, and sporting facilities galore. It's located near Riato, where historically, if you do not know, the US troops made a landing when taking down infamous General Noriega. Kilometers of endless white beach, usable both during high and low tide. The beach there is beautiful, walkable, ATVable. People use ATVs to go left and right. There's a few pictures of the beach and some of the venues. the territory is huge, so you need to have an ATV or a golf cart to move around in the complex. Playa Blanca. Playa Blanca is unique in a sense that it has the largest saltwater pool in Latin America. And here the picture depicts that. It has endless white sand beach. It has usable boats during low and high tide. The beach is similar to Bihao. It's the same beach, in fact. Kilometers and kilometers of it. And where else will you see water motorsports? Right in the saltwater pool. Yes, they ride the ski jets and small motorboats right in the pool. And finally, Buenaventura, the furthest out from Panama City, at least what is within driving distance from Panama City, is considered to be the most prestigious and expensive, masterfully planned gated beach development with schools, lakes, and even a zoo. It has everything. It has golf, it has beach, it has marina, it has Olympic pool, squash, tennis courts, football court, basketball, fields, saunas, everything. The footprint of this development is staggering. It's a gated city, not just a gated community. So it has a good beach, has a marina, but it's more about communal living, so to speak, in golf grounds and prestige. So in terms of Buenaventura being the last, there are more beaches in Panama, but within the 2-hour drive, this is it. This is the last one. So I'm planning on making other parts for this video to cover Azuero Peninsula and then to cover Chiriquí, because there is more. But Azuero Peninsula is 4 hours away and Chiriquí is 6 hours away. But within 2 hours, these are the gated communities that I've been to that I can recommend and that people love. Follow me for more.